We'll see. I mean, I think that the Biden family is going to be persistent. I think that we've seen over the years and the decades that Joe Biden's been in office that he's done his absolute best to monetize his positions, and his family knows that. They're not going to let him go easily. I mean, it is interesting to watch this circular firing squad that is the Democratic Party, especially here on Capitol Hill. Those who are making up these bizarre excuses as to why they think Joe Biden should stay in the race. To see people like, even some of their ranking members and committees turning their backs on Joe Biden. But it's really more of the same. And I think what we should be focusing on the most is the fact that the American people are now exposed to the cover-up that Democrats have been part of for the last 3.5 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, should they just cancel this press conference today? Well, I mean, they're setting him up to fail once again. Here we are exactly 2 weeks removed from the debate.
Yeah, I'm not sure if 5:30 falls into that short window that he's awake and able to speak to everyone. But I hope that they took that into consideration. And listen, I think that they need to take a hard look. And I think that we need to do our best to call out those individuals, especially the candidates, those who are running for office in the Democrats' attempt to flip the House. In seats like mine that Joe Biden won by a substantial number. I mean, we've done polling where Joe Biden went from a 16-point advantage in 2020 to being down by double digits. And we see candidates in those areas who are completely silent. They're very they're very animated on social media about everything else that's happening in Washington, D.C., even things that they have no idea what they're talking about. But when it comes to the top of their ticket, the guy who is stumbling upstairs and falling off bicycles and in a debate where he was literally staring off into space, they are completely silent.
Congressman, are you at all surprised by the complete 180 that many Democrats are now doing?
I mean, surprised, not really. I think it's the it is the persona of the Democratic Party here in the United States of America. I mean, Chuck Schumer turning his back on anyone is not really surprising. I mean, look what he did to the state of Israel and Prime Minister Netanyahu. So if he's going to do that to a foreign country, even though they are our greatest ally in the Middle East, he'll certainly do it to members of his own party.
All right, just a quick political question. It's just been a remarkable couple weeks. I'm wondering how much focus, and when I say that, I mean money, should the Trump campaign spend in blue states like Minnesota, Virginia, New Hampshire, New Mexico, New Jersey, and yes, your home state in New York? According to Politico, New York in 2024 is now a battleground state. Now, Joe Biden's still got a lead, but one poll has got him up by just 2 points in a state that he won by, 15 points back in 2020. Yeah. Is New York legitimately on the table, in your opinion, or is this just a pipe dream and Trump shouldn't spend money there?
Yeah, I mean, he won my district by 16.5 points. You have other members who are running for re-election, myself, Laloto, Lawler, Molinaro, Williams, those who won these Biden seats. And listen, I think it's about the quality of the candidate. I think it's the ability for us to show that we could work in a bipartisan fashion to deliver for the communities. And secondly, probably most important, is that there's zero enthusiasm for President Biden out there, and there's even less enthusiasm for our opponents who are trying to flip these seats. And that is what's going to make the difference. When you go into these communities that have historically come out very heavy for the Democrats, and in New York, you're going to see some of the 5 boroughs, I think we are going to see some of the greatest Democratic voter fatigue we've seen in my lifetime.
Yeah, you mentioned enthusiasm, and we all remember that rally that Trump had in the Bronx. Thousands came out, and many holding signs saying Biden never came to the Bronx. Do you think that makes a difference in November?
Yeah, I do. I think that, I speak to the communities and I go out and make sure that that's a hallmark of me being a member of Congress, being out in the street, having the boots on the ground, talking to the people, not just in the communities that are historically red. And especially minorities, they feel that they've been abandoned and really taken for granted by the Democratic Party. I mean, look at in New York, where Democrats, at the hands of Democrats, have instituted cashless bail and criminal justice reform. And the minority communities are the ones that are affected most. That's where most of the violence is coming from these repeat offenders. They are the ones that are dealing with this disastrous migrant issue that has taken over New York City and costing us billions upon billions of dollars a year. So yeah, you are certain they are upset, they are angry, and I think there's much opportunity for them to come and vote Republican, and at the very least, not vote for Joe Biden.